A makeshift memorial with flowers, crosses, and other items is growing tonight near the scene of a deadly mass shooting in Colorado Springs. And tonight we are learning more about the 5 people who died at the LGBTQ nightclub.
We're also learning new information about the suspect and the club patrons who took him down. Fox's Matt Finn lays out what investigators have uncovered so far.
The world is grieving with us.
A community mourning as investigators continue piecing together what led up to Saturday's deadly shooting in a gay nightclub in Colorado Springs. Officials on Monday identifying the 5 people killed inside Club Q as Kelly Loving, Ashley Paw, Raymond Green Vance, along with the club's bartenders, Daniel Aston and Derek Rump.
I wanted to ensure that every victim, family member, and friends of victims and all of our community members know that our officers and detectives will continue to be diligent and thorough in our work to hold the suspects accountable for these horrendous acts.
Those 5 victims were killed when police say 22-year-old Anderson Lee Aldrich opened fire just before midnight on Saturday. The gunman also injured more than a dozen others in a place many in the gay community consider a safe haven. Aldrich, who is hospitalized for his injuries, is expected to face multiple murder and hate crime charges, which have not been officially filed.
We're obviously talking about 5 people that were killed. Those charges will likely carry life in prison without parole.
Officials also recognizing Thomas James and Richard Fierro, the 2 heroes who helped subdue the suspect by grabbing his gun, hitting him with it, and pinning him to the ground.
I got into mode, and I needed to save my family. And that family was, at that time, everybody in that room.
The alleged shooter is being held without bond. His first appearance is expected in the coming days once he's released from the hospital. In Los Angeles, Matt Finn, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
And people in San Francisco's Castro district are keeping a very close eye out for their neighbors tonight in light of the nightclub shooting. The volunteer group Castro Community on Patrol handed out informational flyers and safety whistles around the neighborhood this evening. The group has been providing regular patrols around the Castro now for more than 15 years. It says it is stepping up safety efforts, especially at bars and nightclubs.
We are putting together an event between now and the holidays to work with the club owners so that they can be more prepared for an active shooter event. And we also are bringing back our free self-defense workshop.
Those self-defense workshops were put on hold during the pandemic. San Francisco police also responding about this tragic shooting. SFPD saying in a statement, at this time, we do not have information of any credible threat, which we constantly monitor for the safety of all who live, work, and visit San Francisco. Our officers are prepared to respond to all emergencies throughout the city for the communities we are sworn to serve and protect.
The deadly shooting in Colorado Springs resonates with many people here in the Bay Area.
San Francisco's LGBTQ community is saddened and angry over yet another attack triggered by hate.
A lot of us who used to go out at night and, we're a little bit older now, we're not. No, we're targets.
Some fearful after investigators say a gunman with an AR-15 style rifle opened fire at an LGBTQ nightclub in Colorado Springs over the weekend. 5 were killed, 17 hurt. The 22-year-old suspect faces murder and hate crime charges.
It's going to happen again and again and again and again and again until they take assault weapons off the market.
In SF's Castro district, many say they don't even want to talk about it. Too rattled, too emotional, too close to home.
The rhetoric's getting worse. It's not getting better. It's getting worse.
Suzanne Ford, executive director of San Francisco Pride, says staying silent will only empower those who are anti-gay.
We have to call that out everywhere. We cannot accept hate in any form, and we've got to say, if you vote for these people, if you subscribe to this messaging, then you're part of the problem too.
It comes during Transgender Awareness Week. Scott says more than 36 trans people have been killed nationwide so far this year. Data shows hate crimes against the LGBTQ community are on the rise. Human Rights Campaign says 1 in 5 are motivated by anti-LGBTQ bias. Many involve gun violence.
We have to be vigilant. We have to keep our eyes out for each other.
Stephen Torres with the Castro LGBTQ Cultural District says standing united is critical.
We have to be there to comfort each other, but we have to also be there to act, to vote, to get involved. Like that's how you combat this. That's how you combat this fear. That's how you combat terrorism.
San Francisco police say they've received no credible threats of violence against the LGBTQ community. The Castro Community Patrol is stepping up its efforts to keep everyone safe. Brooks DeRose, KTVU, Fox 2 News.